Well, alrighty, everybody. Welcome back. And if you can already spot the difference, congratulations. You're right. I did something off camera. I had to plug in my phone to the laptop and transfer the video. That way I had space for this next episode. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to wait. I'm just going to do that base. So we're still waiting on a couple of puddles to dry, as you can see. But if you can see right there, it is starting to crack up. Starting to crack up there. Starting to crack up on this back side. I know my coworker had wanted to see something about that. So there it is, man. It does get a lot cooler. Part of me wanted to do these trench bases, is what I call them. This one didn't turn out the best, in my opinion, but it's okay. Not everything's going to be perfect, especially considering the armor. I mean, look at that thing. Excuse me. Whew. So we're going to place you over there. We're going to try to change things up. I put on 22 Jump Street music, by the way. This is Angel Hayes featuring Ludacris. It's the 22 Jump Street theme. Fucking love that movie. It's hilarious. But what are we going to be doing right now? Well, we're going to go ahead and jump into dry brushing. One thing I wanted to show you guys, because I've talked about it before, and people have asked me about the brushes, and I've told them about which brushes I use. So this is my Rosmax or Rosemax, however you want to pronounce it, I don't know. So this is my little cloth carrier. Little straps there. I know we're zoomed in. And there you go. There's all my brushes. I don't even use most of these anymore. A bunch of these are now for like edge highlighting and things like that. Even one still has a clip around it. These, you've seen before, are my transfer brushes. So we got my water brush, we got my shade brush, and we got the varnish brush. We will need the shading brush, so we'll take that out. And then, of course, over here, my Exile gel pen for my Cacaradons. Here's my felt tip black pen for other stuff. This is usually for the mud bases. As you can see, it's all caked on there, but it's also a really good dry brush, and so are these other two. One's angled, one's flat. But we are going to we're going to go with this one. And we're going to do a bunch of dry brushing. And since I have this already out and it's still a little wet, we're going to go ahead and bloop, 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 bloop. Get that on there. And as you can see now you can really see how frayed that thing is. It is very well used. Damn near to the point where I should just probably toss it, but I won't. And then we're going to do that. I might end up using a different brush. We're going to see how this one does. Yep, we're going to have to use a different brush. Everything that gets on this thing gets caked up. I forgot about that. So, let us grab. Let's see which one frays out more. Oh, they're both pretty bad. Let's move him. And you can see kind of what I'm looking at here. Both are really frayed. They mushroom out almost equally. It looks like the flathead is a little bit better. So I think we are going to go with that for now. I don't think it was particularly that one brush's fault, because looking at the paint that's on the palette, it was probably just a little too dry to be using, funnily enough. So, boop, 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 boop. It is so great having all that on my hand, and then I go out in the public. Not that other people care, but I do think it's funny. Because if anybody was observant like Sherlock Holmes, they'd been like, what the fuck? Hell, if anybody was observant like Sherlock Holmes, they would know what the hell it is. All right. As you can see, those taller points are really standing out. All right. There we go. And just like that, it's done. At least that part is. What should we do next? We're going to have to jump to the armor. So we're going to get that ash gray out. Put some there. It was a little much, but it's all right. All right. Let's go ahead and get some paint. Just showing you guys that process, and then let's start with an edge here. It's all right. We'll try to be a little more precise with the mummy robe. How about that? For a nice little compromise. All right. And there we go, there we go, there we go. Get all that. Sorry, I wasn't quite paying attention to see if anything was showing up on camera. I was just kind of doing my thing. Trying to be careful because I don't want the gray getting over my white wings there. All right, all right. Get a little too much gray on some parts. All right. I had a brain fart there for a second. Apologies. Okay. Let's try to get the backpack. Go all over it. Oof. My hands were blocking all of that. I just saw that one. I'm sorry, folks. All right. A little bit more gray here because we're going for the arms now. And the gray on the red won't quite look right. So we're going to avoid doing the chainsword until we get the mummy robe out. I see a part that we forgot to paint with the brass. So we're going to get to that in just a second. Hands are knocking all kinds of shit. It's all right. The gray doesn't need to be all that prominent because when we go back in with the mummy robe, that's really going to pop. I forgot to cover that with the black. I'll have to get that in a minute. Okay. Paint's starting to run out. And that's okay. Just give me a little bit of gray to work with here. Okay. what we're gonna do real quick is get this black out, not the contrast paint. Come on, come on, come on. Just get a little dip. Oh, the tip, the tip of the cap, it broke off. It's okay. Still sealed. Just need a little bit. There we go. Just needed a little bit. All right. Since it's on my mind, I do apologize for last episode if I'd bummed things out a bit talking about all that stuff. Obviously, it still weighs on my mind a little. I don't think about it a lot, but when I do think about it, I do get a little bummed. I really do. You know, these are people that I've known for quite a long time, and I would just hate if it was the end and I didn't know it. I would hate that. Ooh, you know what I'm going to do instead of this, I think? Instead of the dry brushing it, is we're gonna try a little edge highlighting. So we're something that's not too frayed and a little smaller would be nice, and that should be okay. This used to be, yeah, it's a Rosmax. All right, something like that should be okay. You can see the curly tip, but we shouldn't need or worry about the curly tip. So what I do for these is I will do like a streak and a streak and flatten that brush out. At least I'll try to flatten that brush out. And then we're just really trying to hit some of these hard angles on the armors. Not trying to hit every single edge. Just trying to do some prominent ones. So we're going to do something like that. And that's about it. And then we're gonna hit down here. Gonna hit this. Try to hit that. Even though the armor is scorched, probably still have a little bit of edge work going on for it. Got a little careless right there, so we'll try to spread that. Just make it part of it. At least we're trying. And the paint's starting to dry on the brush, so that's making this edge highlighting a little harder. It's almost turning into a dry brush effect, so we're gonna not even gonna bother cleaning the brush right now. Gonna hit both sides of it, go bleh and bleh. Alright, and figure out which one is the more flat edge, and there we go. Let's get that going. Try to get, there we go. Excuse me. We're even going to go on the leather a little bit. Get some of the harder angles. Do little lines. Try to make that really pop out there. Uh-oh. The music has changed to some Daft Punk. I mean, I did put on techno-ish music earlier, so this isn't shocking by any means. It's just uh-oh, here we go. One thing that I find a little hard to do and to I not really deal with, but just understand that like a coworker is watching, and it's cool, but it's also he's getting to see and hear a part of me that I don't really share at work because I have been purposefully pretty private. Um, just like on here, I don't mention my kids' names. Um, he is aware of one of my kids' names because I messed up. I was on the phone with my wife and I just said it right in front of him, which is not exactly a big deal. It's just you don't need to know, you know, and not just him in particular, just people at work. You don't need to know their names. You have no business knowing them. It does not matter to you. All right, we might have to clean this brush soon. But it drops the barrier a little. He gets to see a little bit of who I'm like outside of work. If I am even that much different at all, it doesn't really matter. I don't talk about where we work because it's inconsequential. That and like privacy things. Um, I try not to use people's real names. Speaking of people's real names, I do hope that my buddy Omar is doing well. I haven't heard from him in a little while. We all got personal journeys. So take care of yourself out there, buddy. All right, and that's not looking too shabby. And we are going to clean the brush this time. All right, time to keep on keeping on. I almost forgot about that head. And I just might get that off camera because, screw you people. It's also about 17, 18 minutes in. Let's get this. Between these episodes, while I was waiting on things to dry, and of course waiting on files to transfer, one of my children is awake. So that's nice. And I don't mean that in a sarcastic tone. That is nice. I'm like almost wondering if I can hear more. What am I going for? The backpack. Trying to get some of that edging going, but man, it's tough to avoid the metal. It's alright. We don't have to worry about too much on this backpack because I said so. Let's try to hit up some of these edges. And we'll be okay. Alright, there we go. Yeah, it's been a nice, interesting day. Nice, calm day so far. Tomorrow I have a nice day of playing with the kids. Wife's gonna go tan at the beach. And then, of course, afterwards is when we're going to have some fun. We're pausing for music again. You know what? Let's go with some Imagine Dragons. I think I've talked about that before. It's where, it's not a band that I say that I listen to. It's just a song of theirs that I like. Because it's very good. It is fantastic, but it's also a depressing song when you stop and listen to the lyrics. And I love it because somebody in the comments had said, when you're sad, you like the lyrics. When you're happy, you like the beat, or you like the tune. And yeah, very much like I will listen to this in a good mood. I will listen to it in a bad mood. And either way, I can bebop with it. Looking for a way out. Hello, hello. Let me tell you what it's like to be a zero. Let me show you what it's like to always feel like I'm empty and there's nothing really real. I think I got my lyrics mixed up. That was supposed to be the part where he says, let me show you what it's like to always feel like I don't know. Go figure. Now that I'm thinking about the lyrics, I'm overthinking it and I can't think about it properly. It's okay. I also don't want to get a random ass copyright strike on it. But like, hey, quit singing that song. Like, all right, my bad. Hello, hello. I forgot the pommel of this thing again. Our mummy robes is not coming out all the best. It's kind of like a dry brush, edge brush. It's okay. Let's set you free. Oh, that was terrible. Did you hear that? That was fucking god awful, wasn't it? Feel, good enough for anything. Hello, hello, let me tell you what it's like to be a zero. Let me show you what it's like to never feel like I'm good enough for anything that's real. I'm looking for a way out. Never thought I would identify with a pop song. If you would call this pop, I'm not really sure. I just remember when I was really getting into it, I was like, oh my God. I'm sure plenty of people have felt that way too, just about this song in particular too. Just like, wow, I never really vibed with a song like that. And I sent it to my sister because I was even like, dude, you'd probably be shocked at what I'm listening to and what I'm really getting down with, man. And she was indeed shocked. It's like, I never would have pegged you to listen to this. And I said, dude, me neither. All right. Excuse me. Whew. All right. I hope why I broke out the red again and I broke out my zero is because since this is Death Company and I'm really bad at eyes, especially when they're that small, what we're going to do is go in there with a bloop, 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 bloop. Bloop, 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 bloop. All right. It's little, it's subtle. It doesn't need to be anything crazy. We're going to go with some Feel Good ink by the Gorillas. And I also need to use some of that mummy robe again. I'm not going to bother using a stark white, but I will keep with this zero brush because dude man's got a mouth. Not giving him buck teeth. There we go. Ah! You think he's singing Kumbaya? I think he is. He totally looks like he's the type to sing Kumbaya. Kumbaya, sanguineous. Kumbaya. Kumbaya, God Emperor. Kumbaya. Now, what we're going to do is something you might not expect, like the Spanish Inquisition. We're going to take that. We're going to take our diagonal brush, and we're going to dry brush with it, because it is the same damn color as the base, of course. This stuff always dries on me very funny, but it doesn't crack. It's very funny. It's interesting to see it work. And I know we just did all the highlights on that and whatnot, but we're also going to have to dust him up and add that color in there. Because he's on a dusty planet. As you can see now, it's really starting to crack. Isn't that something? Isn't that cool? I like that stuff, man. It's really, really cool. It gives you that arid desert, really dry, little to no humidity. But yeah, we're just trying to make them dusty. And it's okay if this time, because I know if you do dry brushing and not exactly the wrong way, but if you don't do it in a proper way, it will come out looking chalky, and it can ruin the aesthetics of your model. And that is not our goal here. Gotta dirty up that one little white spot, because that was too white. All right. All that work we've been doing, and we're at 27 minutes. And we need to put this son of a bitch together, man. So how about no further delays? We've got all the dry brushing down. Let's start slapping them together. Now, the pose, because I had this dude set up a long time ago. Like we're working on like 2-3 weeks ago. I believe I was going to do something like this, and he was going to be looking at us from that angle, like coming at us like this. And he was supposed to have his arm somewhere like this, something like that. And he was going to be up like this, like he was about to just cut across and swing at us and just damn near cleave us in two. So let's get some glue up on there. Let me hit skip on this damn ad, because even though we're not listening to music, we're listening to music, and I'm tired of it. All right. Oh, snap. How about some Dead Flowers cover? Because I'm not a huge Rolling Stones fan. Not sorry to any of the Rolling Stones fans out there, but I just ain't a big fan of them. I do like them, don't get me wrong. Don't ever get me wrong on that. I like them just fine. It's not exactly like I go out of my way for it. So yeah, we're going to do something like that. And then we're going to take this arm. But we're doing a cover of... Rolling Stones by Townes Van Zandt. And I had discovered it because of The Big Lebowski. It is basically the end credits song. The thing you hear at the end when their, character died, and they're just back to bowling. There we go. Just like that. He's about to just cleave your ass right in half. Forget to put roses on your grave. If my coworker's listening, I know you like a little bit of country, whereas I don't. However, Towns Van Zant, man, you can look him up. Pretty nifty, especially this cover. If you're looking for something to get into, this is a good example of some cool shit that he can do. You know, take someone else's music and make it their own, and it's fucking fantastic. My pain away. Take me down, little Susie, take me down. I know you think you're the queen of the underground. Send me dead flowers every morning. Send me dead flowers by the mail. Send me dead flowers to my wedding. And we need that glistening blood. I'd used it earlier, but it's all dried up now. We need that glistening blood. Where I know this episode's running a little longer, but I'm not doing another episode of this. So, burr with my... Because we almost forgot about the blood droplet on the blood angel. It's very important. Look at that. Take me down. Little Susie, take me fucking down. And there you have it, folks. Our blood angel death company. Now, we did a lot more work than I did on this one. This one, I just left the armor kind of showing to really show off that matted, scorched look. The armor is very textured. Armor not so much textured in this Blood Angel, but it's okay. Like I said, when we were starting out, we were experimenting, we were doing things with it, and this is what we have. This is what we're going to stick with. So, I do want to thank everybody for coming by, and stick around for the turntable reveal, because I am going to add some shading to it, and I will see you all on the next round. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do with the next round. Off the top of my head, maybe we'll do a Loyalist World Eater. Maybe we'll do that. Or maybe an Apothecary. I don't know. We got a month to decide. So we'll see by then. Until then, thank you very much for joining me. I have been your host, Trooper 6, and this has been Pungo Paints Let's Paint series. Again, thank you all for coming by. Void Father, may he guide your brush. And I will see you guys on the next one. Farewell, my friends.